Hello, friends. Oh my God, you know when you have one of those days, like I was meant to be chilling out today, reading some lovely romance novels, nothing to do with anything too heavy, just to like lighten my spirit. However, cannot not do a video. So today has been a very interesting day because you remember I did a video a few days ago with Leanne and Saba talking about the trolls, the people that think I sent for them, so they feel the need to come and spew their foolishness to me. I posted on LinkedIn an article from The Guardian just about kind of Green King and Lloyd's of London, right, and the unearthing of their links to slavery via their founding fathers. And LinkedIn picked my post to be a you know, featured post for the day or whatever. So therefore, I mean, it was already circulating, but therefore it was going out to a wider audience. Now, because it was going out to a wider audience, I had plenty of people with things to say, including somebody who felt the need to tell me that I should um, let me read it to you. I did post this, but let me just read it. Because like I know some people might think, oh, she's lying. She's telling lies. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Apologies. Bear with me. Bear with me. Right. Okay. You should be thankful that they gave you a bloody job instead of mumping your gums. People like you make me sick to the stomach. If you don't like it here, bugger off back to where you came from, you snowflake. Then somebody else said, hold on, such and such, I'm not going to say any names. I worry that the argument is such that special treatment is expected. Certainly, my experience tells me there is no such thing as systemic or institutional racism. Not anymore. People like Denzel Washington and others have come out and said, on actual fact, they consider the Black Lives Matter movement to be racist itself, seeking to punish others for. Oh, and one more before I get to the point of why I'm sharing this. This is a woman who is a non executive director, HR director by background. She's there, I don't need to say her name, she's there lurking in my comments, um, who says that I won't bore you with the rest of it because she's basically backing up what this other gentleman had to say. And she said, seems to be an underlying current of a sense of entitlement to be giving jobs without owning the necessary skills, knowledge, or experience to carry them out. Basically, for people like, what does she mean by that? Basically, what she's saying is, Black people, we don't have the skills, the capability, the knowledge, or experience, and that's the reason why we're struggling to get jobs and opportunity and to progress. That's some of like the nicest comments because yeah, some of the others have lots of swear words and not very nice. But the reason why I'm raising this is because when I did my first day one video and I posted it on LinkedIn, one of the things I talked about, because I was very honest in terms of my tears and just tears of it all, is my reluctance to say anything came from a place of fear, right? Very low energy frequency, thanks to my friend Paul, all about vibrations and frequencies and levels of consciousness stuff. But came from a place of fear because I was so fearful of the negative like reaction, I guess, to what I had to say, and fearful for lots of different reasons, what people would say, what they would do, you know, friends that I might lose, business acquaintances, all of that stuff. So it's coming from a place of fear. I never thought for a second, or I didn't focus in that moment on the good stuff that will come from me speaking out because, and I'll talk about that actually, because I'm doing a panel, a LinkedIn Live um, thing with my friend Martin in Australia. Hey, Martin. Um, Not this coming Sunday, next Sunday. So I can talk about that in a bit more detail. But that's where it was coming from. And then obviously, because I've been so vocal, right, and I've been sharing my views every day pretty much, the good, the bad, you've seen me look like something the cat dragged in, hair not even combed, like no makeup, no nothing. You've seen me in my gym gear, you've seen me in my kitchen, you've seen everything in terms of me talking about my experiences of being black, a black woman in the world of work here in the UK. So I been sharing a lot. However, the reason why I deliberately screenshot this individual who told me to go back to where I came from is not because, and the thing is, I blacked out his name so you couldn't see who it was. Like he's there, like if you don't even need to dig too deep to find out where he is, because he really wasn't happy with my silence, so he felt the need to say lots of other things. But a lot of people did say to me, like, Shereen, why are you protecting him? Why? You should name and shame. You should. Now, the reason why I didn't is probably twofold. One, even though he bloody deserved it, you know, if he was going to comment publicly, then he's commenting publicly. So to some extent, by screenshotting him for the world, you know, it's fair game, right? Because he commented. But everything that I've been doing since my day one video on the 31st of May has been in keeping with who I am as an individual. Now, I am not saying that people who do name and shame are bad individuals. And this is not a judgment thing. This is just about me and who I am. And I guess as difficult as some of the things I've had to say, and I know I might not always look it because I'm always like, it's not to take away that I stand by everything that I've said. I stand by the way I've said it. I stand by the way I look when I've said it, the way I've frowned, the way I've sworn, like all of those things I stand by. You know, I will do it all over again if I had to. So even in that example of somebody who did piss me the right off and clearly, you know, pissed off a lot of other people on my behalf. So thank you for all those people who commented and tried to gather him together, because you jumped in on the post that he was commenting in and, you know, said your thing. Like, I appreciate it. But, you know, this is about me being a person of integrity. And that means I've got to do things the way that I want to do it, in the way that feels right for me. And I know it's really easy. I could name and shame individuals in the same way I could name and shame companies who are doing some really shit things behind the scenes in relation to Black Lives Matter. And I know there's a lot of people who tune into my videos, right, because you think that at some point she's bloody going to let it slip and then she's going to like just air out all their business. Um, like I could do that, but it's just not me. That's not why I'm doing this. This is not a like a revenge trip. You know, that's not what this is about. This is about trying to affect positive change, but also trying to keep some focus and momentum in the best way that I know how, so that all of the protesting, you know, all of the people that have spoken up and who are still speaking up and sharing their stories, that it's not for nothing. Because I listen, I know what this world is like. You know, the second something more exciting comes along, like we're all like, oh, magpies, oh, over there, a new cause. Let's forget about this. The ice caps are melting. Do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to keep the focus, and you know, I recognise that it means the more I carry on talking, and sharing. Sometimes, you know, and actually, people don't have a lot to say about my videos. Interestingly enough, it's only seems to be when I share newspaper articles or articles from other people that they seem to have the most things to say. It's very odd. Anyway, but I do all of this, all of it, just to try and help. Do you know what I mean? And provoke thought and get people to think differently. You know, I keep saying this, and the reason why I have to say this, because people always ask me, like, what should we do? What should we do? It's like, I don't have the answers, my friends. I don't have the answers. Like, there's some things that I have a strong opinion on, and I might give you my views on what you should do or what you shouldn't do. But if you're waiting to act um, on the back of me saying do or don't, then that's not it either. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like, I appreciate it that, you know, you value the things that I say, because, you know, in my mind, I like to think it's really important. But don't let that blind you to doing your own work, to doing your own reading, to go and engage with other amazing Black voices that are out there who are shedding a light and who have been consistently shedding a light for years. And they are there. They might not be as loud, or they might not have cut through in the way that I've cut through, but they are there. So, you know, listen to them, support them. And in terms of people that will just say to us, like, you know, go back to where you came from and all the rest of it, you know, for anybody who's not Black listening to this, in here, I've got a list as long as your arm of people who have messaged me with not very nice things to say. Do you know what I mean? So this is the reality of our lives. So this is why we react when people say Britain isn't racist, or there isn't racism in our businesses, or like this guy here, there's no such thing as systemic racism or institutional racism, because we live and experience it every day. And the other point is, those individuals are also replicated in positions of power and authority. So if they are brave enough, and there's lots of them, very senior individuals, to publicly air how they feel about Black people or non-white people, how they're not really supportive of doing anything preferential for addressing systemic racism or whatever else it is, or fighting racial injustice, they're in positions of influence and power. Like this HR woman. So imagine how many businesses, she runs her own company. Imagine how many businesses that she goes into and they say to her, hi, we need to update our policies and procedures to make sure it's fair and whatever else it is. So she's bringing all of her biases in. Do you know, even, and that's the thing, I can't really, I can criticize her and I can't. So I can criticize her to a point of saying she should know better. In terms of her comments, she should know better. I can't criticize her because I'm not sitting here saying I don't too have the same biases. Listen, if somebody hired me tomorrow, would I honestly say that, part of me wouldn't look more favorably on Black candidates? Like, would I not want to have a bigger team of Black and brown people, actually like a true diverse team? And those who have worked for me before knows that's what I do. So I end up having the most diverse team in a particular business. So I'm well known for that. So, I'm not saying that, everyone's got to come from a place of perfection. That's why I always talk about mitigating the risks of bias, mitigating the risks of racist behavior, putting things in place. Because do you know what? Human beings are human beings. So, as much as I would like to focus all of my negative energy on people that tell me to go back to the country that I come from, because that happens all the time, or call me the N word, or there's other people online being called coon, and monkey emojis and all that sort of stuff are used all over the place. You can't put your energy there, because the point is not about these individuals. The point is these individuals exist within society and they exist within business, so they do that to keep us quiet. So when we do stay quiet because we're worried about that, we allow them to stay in positions of power. Like, that's it. So I know that's not like a neatly, I never give you anything neat, right? But it's not a neatly packaged something that says, oh my God, this is how Shereen's dealing with, people that come for her and tell her all sorts of things. This is what you should do if this happens to you. It's not that. I'm just talking about this is how I approach it. Because it is shit, it is out of order. And I am, looking for digital sage almost, because I feel like just saging, my phone and everything, just all the kind of negative energy. But, what I'm talking about is helping other people find their voice in whatever situation, whether it's about Black Lives Matter, maybe it's about something else that you care about, right? So, for that reason, I'm going to have to find a way to keep talking, and hope that, LinkedIn give me my live license. It's been 2 weeks now, LinkedIn. What's going on? So I can do more and just kind of help people talk more openly about their experiences and just right some of the wrongs that are happening every single day. Just because I'm focused on a black vibe does not mean I am blind to other things that are happening and other things that also need attention. But you can only focus on the things that matter to you and try and make a difference in the way you can make a difference. And this is what I'm choosing to do right now. So I know it's a bit like, not rambling, but not a neat something. But that's kind of why I called it "Go Back to Where You Came From," because okay then, what did somebody say? Like, we're here because you're here. Hello. So anyway, have a good Saturday. And yeah, if people are coming for you because you're showing support, particularly for Black Lives Matter, just keep doing it. Keep, it's making a difference even though it doesn't feel like it. And I know it's easier said than done. Like, I get it. I get it. but you can't let that derail from what you're trying to do, but also you can't let that take away from the positive impacts that you're having, even if you don't know that you're having it. It's already out there in the ether. Thank you for listening.